Hey guys, Weber here, and before I start, I just want to give a quick shout out to a guy named William C. Jones 48. I have to say that all together because it's just one word, William C. Jones 48. He gave me a shout out on his DeviantArt page, and so I'm giving him a shout back. So, William Jones C. 48, William C. Jones 48, this shout is for you. Shout. Welcome to the wonderful world of hair drawing. Not hair extending, that is, but illustrating, hair drawing. This whole series has been about, like drawing conclusions about me. I feel self-conscious now. Okay, let's move to our screen. And scribbles! I thought I could scribble faster than this. Scribbles is the simplest way to do hair. It's also a mixture of Mr. Scribble and Circle Dude. Remember those guys? They're back, and Mr. Scribble is not doing good. He's carrying him away from an explosion! Okay, we're way off track. You know a girl with hair like this? References. Anyways, that's Scribbles. Scribbles are really easy because your character can constantly walk around with bedhead, so no matter what you do, you can't get it wrong at all, right? So I told you I was going to make it easy. Well, scribbles are the easiest ever because who doesn't know how to scribble? Even a baby could scribble. I guess bald people could be the easiest ever because they're bald. By definition, they have no hair, so that would be the easiest type of hair to draw. Next! So the next thing we have is like lines, which lines are, lines are hair. Lines are just like scribbles, only they're pretty much organized chaos. Yay! So, you want your hair to do something? And this is pretty much what our hair is, right? Organized chaos in real life. This is what our hair looks like. Just a billion little lines. So I'm not going to actually stay here this whole time and write a billion little lines. Little nines. A billion little nines. Yep. This can be kind of difficult because if you're on paper and you happen to mess this up, like, oh, no, I was drawing lines and that happened. It's hard to erase it if you mess up. But it's also easy because it works essentially the same as human hair. So if you don't really know what to do, then you can look up people hair, like hair of people on the internet, of people that you like, if you like people's hair. If you don't like people's hair, look up hair of people you don't like and draw it anyways. Finally, I'm going to show you something called solid hair, which is my personal favorite, which is where we make all of our characters look like they have blobs of melting butter on their head. No, but kind of. It kind of does look like blobs of melting butter. Basically, the idea is you just kind of do a general outline of where the hair is. Okay, just a general outline of where this girl's hair is. And like I said before, usually I do this with a lot of erasing. So whatever I end up getting probably isn't going to be something that I would focus on for my final solution. But that's it. Look, it's pretty much just a solid block, and this is really great for when we work on it later, when we color it, and that's going to be later on in a few videos. So we can work on this later to make it look more hair-like. But for now, there's a little thing that we can do is that what most comics do. They have this solid hair, and then they add like little shadow lines. So if we imagine our character has a light right here that's shining on them, then we're gonna get shadows back in this area. So we have little, like little shadow lines coming back here, and that's gonna give our character kind of a more realistic look to them as far as the hair goes. Just in a basic black and white sense, and you don't necessarily have to do these. If you're sticking to basic black and white or gray tone or something, these are going to be the best way to make it look like your character has shadows on their hair. And there's another thing that some artists do is they'll leave a spot right here where they'll draw that like white, and then they'll color in the rest gray. I'm not going to do that right now because that's moving into coloring, and we're going to talk about that a little bit further down the line. But you can see with the solid, it looks like the hair it has a shadow being cast on it here. And that is essentially the idea behind those lines, is they make shadows because you want to know where the light's coming from. And who knows? The shadow knows. Anyways, those are like subtle shadows, so your character looks like its head is covered in spaghetti, which also happens to look a lot like hair. Hats will come later, so be patient about that. One more thing before I log out. And this has something to do with both the head and hair. Your character doesn't necessarily need a head or hair at all. When I was a kid, I made a character in like high school, I think, and he had no head and no hair. I called him Mr. Face because he was essentially a face, and I would just start off with a hat and do a little bit of shading, same eyes that I do now, only I squished them together. And Mr. Face was, I think he was a smoker. Smoking isn't cool anymore. I don't know that it ever was cool, but, it was cool back, when PIs were doing stuff. Yeah, Mr. Face is a PI, and he's kind of clueless all the time. So there he is. See, he's no hair, no face. He's just a face with arms and legs. Thus the name Mr. Face. And that was one of my characters. I've kind of passed on from him, but there will always be a special place in my heart for Mr. Face. So don't ever be afraid to think outside the box. Humans are natural storytellers, so as long as you're telling your story and you're doing what you love and having fun, I don't really see how you could be doing anything wrong there. So get out there, have fun, and just tell a story. Thanks for watching. Catch you later, animators.